Hi everyone, it's Fitz with your daily delivery. Hope you're doing well. Down here in Frisco, Big 12 Media Days. It's all around me. About to wrap up day 2. The coaches are done at the podiums. We've got some breakout interviews still scheduled for today, but the big stuff, the most important stuff is behind us. And let's put a K-State bow on this 2-day process and discuss what this season could mean for Kansas State football. And I first need to remind you to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Why? Because Brian Gilbert is showing flesh. You lift your arm a little bit. There we go. He's showing you flesh to get that subscription. That's probably important to you, blind people, that he's doing that. Subscribe to this channel. Thank you. Look, Big 12's wide open. Arizona State's the favorite. The irony there is inescapable with what we said a year ago at this time, but they're the favorite again. And I mentioned this in the podcast that our colleague Chris Cartman at the Sun Devil Source site thinks they're better this year than last. And he called them being good a year ago when we all thought he was insane. He wasn't insane, he just does his job well. I kind of feel that way about K-State this year. I think there's something special about this group. They seem to be really locked in on everything they need to do to accomplish it. Not locked in on the goals. Win, Big 12 championship or the playoff. They're locked in the process. And for what K-State football is at this moment, the season is enormous. It feels like the kind of season that is going to set a tone for the future. In all likelihood, the tone will be, much of the same. K-State's going to be up near the Big 12 standings to the top. Going into the final couple of weeks, there'll be consideration, and then not make it, which is kind of where they've been for most of the time in the Chris Klieman era, other than 2022 when they won the whole thing. They made it to Arlington as the number 2 seed and won. This team has that opportunity. Every team in this conference does. Part of the reason why this conference is so endearing. Anyone can do it. Arizona State proved it. But if you're Kansas State football, if you're a fan, you look back over past years when K-State wasn't just good by Big 12 or Big 8 state. K-State was good. I mean, Kansas State had some really good teams, and for a couple seasons flirted with possibly playing for a national championship. Now, the formula to get there is entirely different now. The formula to get there is you get to survive and then enter the 12-team playoff. And it's much more challenging after that. But those challenges, as we saw last year, also face all the top seeds. They have to go through those challenges to get to the championship game, and they didn't. It's part of the reason why this season is so wide open for the Big 12 to find access into the upper echelons. Step 1, get to the Big 12 championship. Step 2, win that championship. Step 3, go win a game in the college football playoff. I guess they can do all that. They can win a couple games. They can win games. As I mentioned at the top, there's a quiet confidence about this group. They understand what they were last year and think they are far superior to that. Not just as a team, but as the individuals that comprise the team. They're all bigger, faster, stronger, and it's not just a cliche. They literally are. You can see the difference in the physical changes these guys have undergone by just looking at them. And that's from a year ago when this was a pretty good team. A team good enough to make it to Arlington, but they broke down late. He had injuries, kind of a lack of focus. I think this team has learned from those lessons, specifically Avery Johnson, that if you want to go grab that trophy, you've got to do it every week you step on the field. It's not just about the long process, it's about the weekly stops of that process. I think they get it. I think they understand now where they went wrong last season. And yeah, injuries happen. They could happen again this year. But if they have that year where injuries are minimal, losses are minimal in terms of personnel, then they can start ticking off wins. This is the year K-State football can establish itself as a team in the Big 12 that deserves to be in the conversation for the playoffs every year. How do you do it? You win the conference and you go to the playoff. and you'll win a game, at least one. This narrative won't change quickly, but K-State is capable of helping it change just by playing the type of football they're capable of.